Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In our today's lecture, we are going to learn about the next algorithm for routing, open shortest path first. So it is also called OSPF. So open shortest path first is a linked state routing algorithm which is used to find the best path between the source and destination router using its own shortest path first algorithm. In our previous lecture, we have seen that what is a linked state routing algorithm. In our linked state routing algorithm, we have, for finding the shortest distance, we have used the Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm. But in this algorithm or in this protocol, it uses its own shortest path first algorithm. So that is only the difference between the linked state and open shortest path first. So a linked state routing protocol, so all the functionalities provided by linked state is also provided with the OSPF protocol. The linked state routing protocol is a protocol which uses the concept of trigger updates. If there is a change observed in the learned routing table, then updates are triggered only, not like the distance vector routing protocol where the routing tables are exchanged at a period of time. So in the distance vector routing, we are setting the timers, and at that fixed time, all the routing information is shared between its neighbor. While in the linked state routing algorithm, we are adding one triggers, and the trigger works like if there is change in the information in routing table or the linked state routing database, at that time only trigger become active, and the information of each information is shared between all the routers in the network. Open shortest path is developed by Internet Engineer Task Force as one of the interior gateway protocol. It is OSPF is also called the IGP protocol. The protocol which aims at moving the packets within the large autonomous systems or routing domain. So this algorithm is worked on only one autonomous system, and it is a network layer protocol. So this is a basic information. Now open shortest path first protocol is an intra-domain routing protocol based on linked state routing. As I said that it is worked in only one autonomous system, so it is working only in one system. That is why it is called the intra-domain protocol. It provides authentications of routing messages, supports subnetting, supports multicasting. Yes, so that concept we'll learn in our later session. So here it just provides this functionality. Now what is a linked state database? So the collection of all the linked state algorithm is called as the linked state database. In our previous lecture, we have created a link table in which the information about the neighbors of that routers, also the distance, also the sequence numbers, yes, that information is stored at one table, and that table is called the linked state database. Each router has an identical linked state database, and if neighboring routers discover each other for the first time, they will exchange their linked state database. So at the first time when network is start, at that time, and when network is initialized, at that time all the linked state database are shared between each and every node in the network. Then after, if only some trigger occurs, at that time only the information is shared or updated over the networks. So the linked state database are exchanged using the flooding. We already learned what is flooding. In the flooding, we are sending the data packets all over the networks. Now next is discovery of neighbors. How we can find our neighbors? For that, we are sending the hello message or the hello packets to the network, on the network, and from that the neighbors that are connected with that nodes, the routers that are connected with that nodes reply back to that packet. So that is how the routers discovers its neighbors. So each and every routers in the network sends the hello packets or hello message over the network, and from that the routers that are connected with that routers receives that message. So that is why that router reply back to that packet. So that is how each and every routers finds their neighbors in the networks. If two routers shares a link, they can become neighbors and establish a adjacency. After becoming a neighbor, router exchange their link state databases. So now next is, what is the area? So area is a collection of network hosts and routers all contained within one autonomous system. So it is something like that. There is a one square box. In that box, some host, routers, yes, and the network collection of network is there. So that whole box is called one area. So routers inside an area flood the area with routing information. Area borders. Well, now the next term is area border routers. So which router is called the area border routers? So summarize the information about the area and send it to the other routers. So then the routers that are live at the boundary of that area, so that are called the area border routers, and the work of that area border router is to summarize the information about the area and send it to the other routers. Next is backbone area or the primary area. So all the area inside an autonomous system must be connected to the one backbone, and the routers in this area are called as a backbone routers, and this area identification number is 0. So here this is one area, this is one box, and this is one area, and the identification number is 0. So that is why it is called the backbone area or the primary area. Now the routers in that area are called the backbone routers. Here this router is lies in this area, so that is why it is called the backbone routers. This is another backbone router. Now what are the area border routers? So here this is area 0, this is area 1, and this is area 2. So here this is a boundary of each and every area. So this router is lie at that boundary. So these routers are called the area border routers. So this is the one network of autonomous system. If due to some problem the connectivity between the backbone and area is broken, so a virtual link between the routers must be created by the administrator to allow the continuity of the function of the backbone as the primary area. So suppose it sometimes happens that the connection is broken. So to recover that, the administrator of the network already created a virtual link between that backbone routers and backbone areas. So the communication flow can't be broken. The types of link can be generated is a point-to-point, transit, stub, and virtual. So let's start with the first. First is a point-to-points. We already learned what is a point-to-point network. Same as in the point-to-point link, there are only two routers that is directly connected with each other. There is no other routers in between them. So connect two routers without any other routers or host in between. Directly connected routers using a serial line and only one neighbors. Like this router, this first router has a neighbor, this second router, and this second router has the neighbor, this first router. So both router has only one neighbor. Second is a transit link. So a network with several routers attached to it. Each router has a many neighbors and lots of advertisements about their neighbors. So each router has only one neighbor, the designated router, and on another hand the designated router has 5 neighbors. So this is the realistic representation of transit link, in which there is one designated routers and all other routers is connected with the designated routers. So there are 5 neighbors of that designated routers, and all more than one router is connected in that type of link. The third is stub link. So a network that is only connected with one router, so that is called a stub link. The data packets enters the network through the single routers and leave the network through the same router. So here this is a data cable Ethernet, and that is only connected with the one router. So this router is designated, or it is connected with the designated router. So that type of link is called the stub link. And the virtual link, so when the link between two routers is broken, the administrator may create a virtual link between them using a longer path that probably goes through the server routers. So that virtual link can also be generated. Now next are the advantages and disadvantages of OSPF. So fast loop less convergence, less updates and send in compared to distance vector, support of multiple paths to destination, splitting very large network in areas. While the disadvantages are the more memory required, so link state database is needed in addition to the routing tables and much more complex procedures. So that is all about the open shortest path first algorithm. The work or the routing table generation is same as the link state routing algorithm. So the only difference between the link state and open shortest path first is it uses its own distance for finding the their own distance for finding the shortest path. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening.